Alright, so without wasting time, let's get to it. Alright, so the first thing is to understand the question that you have been asked. Alright, the assignment question is the first thing to understand. Alright, so we're just going to go directly to the question. I think I have a question in my clipboard here. Let me check. Yes, I think I have a question. So this is unnecessary. We just need the question, not all of the specifics right now. So we just go ahead and just delete all of this. The Unza thing can go, but the palm thing can remain because it's okay for it to know that it's actually a palm. It's a palm. It's a course called palm. It's important. It's okay. And all of these specifics can actually go. I should have done this already, but I thought I did. But you should have this if you want to paste the question. This is actually what you should paste in the chat box. Alright, so this is the question. You can delete that instruction part there. Alright, there's the question. After you have the question in the chat box, just type help me write. No, sorry, help me understand. The first step is to understand the question. Help me understand the question, or rather the meaning. I think I like meaning of the question. Help me understand the meaning of the question. So to help you understand the meaning of the question, ask ChatGPT to help you understand through analogies and examples. So you can just say using analogies, or maybe an analogy and an example. So an analogy is a way that you help yourself understand something better. An analogy is what lecturers use, what good teachers use. They use analogies to help you understand things better. For example, you can say that maybe you can say um, maybe you can say studying is like I don't know. Okay, so let's just look at the analogy ChatGPT is going to give us, and then I'll explain to you what analogy means. Yeah. Okay. And then we type it just like that. You all right? You send it. Okay. So an analogy, for example, here there is cooking. Let's imagine cooking. So cooking is an example of an analogy in the sense that cooking can actually be an art and a science. So an analogy are the basic things that try to explain the more complex things, the basic things of life, like these simple things like cooking, running, uh, eating, you know. For example, someone might say something like reading or studying is like eating food, right? That's an analogy to help you understand studying better, right? So, for example, someone might say, if you want to study better, you need to study like you are eating. How do you eat? You have to digest, you have to chew. So, when you study, you must chew on what you eat. Don't just swallow. You must chew, meaning that you must take time to actually break things down, right? Don't just leave things to be as big as they are. They are big and complex so that you break them down. So that's an example of an analogy, all right? And it helps you understand better and faster and quicker. You'll be amazed if you just indicate this kind of thing called analogy. So the first step is to understand the question. Here, even if you use ChatGPT, if you just don't understand the question, even ChatGPT itself will make you miss. And me, I'm not into just getting you to generate an assignment quickly, but if I'm into getting you to do something that is uh, reliable, something that is truthful and honest and genuinely and will produce genuine results. And this is one of the ways, is to understand the question. You can't run away from this. So you have to read all of this, because the essence of this is to understand the question. At least this is the only part you can read, guys. Come on. This is just the only part you can read. Make sure you understand. All right. So once you're done with this, the follow-up question is help me um help me what's the follow-up question? Um Sorry, what is the best structure? structure for such or for an essay question like this, meaning like, like this, like that, you know what I mean? Like this question here. What is the best structure for an essay question like this, right? So structure here is very important. So this is not a general structure like introduction, main body. No, it's not the general uh, structure of introduction, main body. No, that's a general structure. But a specific structure is this. Every question at Unza, every assignment question at Unza has its own structure, its own specific structure. And that specific structure is found in the main body. So you can see it's found in the main body. This is where essays at Unza differ. They differ in the main body. Everything else in the conclusion, introduction can be the same, like just changing of topics and that and this, but in the main body things can be structured differently. Some we want negatives, positives. Some we want cause and effects, the causes of this and its effects. Some are, there are different kinds of essays, and their approaches are different, and their formats have to be different. So, therefore, understanding the question first guides you into the structure. So, why should you understand the question? Because a GPT can make a mistake. So, you have to also understand the question and to help you guess or understand the structure. So, this is in fact what I was thinking. What ChatGPT has said, public administration as a science. So, that's the first structure. Public administration as an art, that's the second section, and public administration as both a science and an art. So this is a structure, guys. This is a structure of how the essay will be structured. It's not been structured like public administration as science and an art and as both as in one thing. You understand? But there are other assignment questions that would demand you to just group everything together. Some things will demand you to group things differently. All that is what we call an essay structure, and it all comes down to understanding the question. All right, but you can always ask ChatGPT to help you understand the structure. So you understand the question, and then you understand the structure. These are the two most important steps. So once you do understand all of this, the second thing I want you to know is the requirements that you will need to write a better assignment. So the first thing is the criteria for assessment. Let me just type it: criteria for assessment. This is like a marking key. When we were in grade 12, we used to call it a marking key. This is the format by which lecturers will use to mark your assignment or to grade your assignments. So some will grade your assignment based on the grammar, sentence structure, not, I wanted to say paraphrasing, but no. What's this? The how you link things together logically. Um, some will mark you based on words you use. There are different um, ways that lecturers assess. That's why it's called an assessment. To assess is like to give a score. So how do they mark? This is a very essential document, a very essential piece of information, the criteria for assessment. That's what they call it at UNZA, criteria for assessment. But it's really just other parts of the world, they call it a grading system, how they grade you. All right, how they grade your assignment. This is actually what gives you marks. This is what helps lecturers and tutors to decide what marks to give you based on these pieces of information. So one of them, like I said, grammar, sentence structure, how strong your arguments are, you know, how you connect points, how you show your points, how you express your points, all of this information. And this is a piece of information that you're supposed to have and test it in right here in the chat box. Paste it right here in the chat box. That's the first thing. Number two is the course outline. I'm not going to say much about that because most of you know. All I'm going to say about the course outline is that there are books there underneath. There are prescribed books and required readings if you check underneath the course outline. So these are books that ChatGPT knows, because ChatGPT knows almost everything. And if you tell it the books, it will guide ChatGPT on what to say in your assignments. It will actually be a foundation for your assignment, so that your assignment is not outside Unza syllabus, but is actually within Unza syllabus. Because that is like a syllabus, you understand, right? There's a course outline is a syllabus, but then that syllabus is found in the books that you've been given as part of your reading. All that is um a requirement, and that's a course outline. The other thing is the rules of academic writing. This is some things we learned. If you did GMS, we learned how to write assignments, the standards of writing assignments. We talked about introduction, main body, conclusion, how to structure it. We talked about even referencing, what kind of references, how to write references, how to write the main body, how to write a good main body. This is what we call rules of academic writing. How ChatGPT writes an essay is not how Unza writes an essay. ChatGPT writes an essay like Americans because it was created by Americans. But for it to write like an Unza student, you have to upload this document. It's a little document, like 2 pages. Just paste it in ChatGPT. So ChatGPT is aware of how you guys at Unza write your assignments. So you are feeding. This is the first step. You are feeding or training ChatGPT. This is what we call, in the world of prompt engineering, we call this few short prompting. Even if you go and research about few prompt shorting, is just teaching or training ChatGPT on certain things so that it's aware, because there are things that ChatGPT doesn't know. ChatGPT doesn't know your favorite food. So what do? You tell it my favorite food is this, then it knows. So that's what we're doing here. We're telling ChatGPT this is how we write assignments at Unza. So that's basically. Then the last one is just a question. So the question, I'm not gonna say much about the question. The question is the question, and that's it. Then the last one is the prompt. This is the thing, like a little information I shared about, which started like, I'm an USA student, blah 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 blah. That's what we call a prompt. So a prompt is basically just like a command. It's like a command or a conversation with an AI, something like that. So those are the 5 things that you need to write a better assignment. Okay, so now that we have that, we're going to move to the next stage. So the next step is just to now, everything I've said, the requirements is now to just upload them in ChatGPT or paste them in ChatGPT. So we're just going to find them. Usually I've already done that and I've placed everything together. So I'm just going to go and copy everything here in my notepad. Should you be using a notepad to to save everything you want to copy and to paste on ChatGPT? So we're gonna go back to ChatGPT and we're going to just paste everything here. So you're going to say these are some or just say required. I will just say these are materials needed for you to help me write a better assignment. So these are things you shouldn't overlook. The things we want to be in a hurry, but this is a slow process. If you don't follow these rules, you won't get the best results. These are materials needed for you to help me write a better assignment. Then just say wait for my instructions. Wait for my, because you can start typing the essay. So just tell it to wait for my instructions. Instructions. Then you just paste that. So there it goes. Alright, thanks Kelvin. I've saved everything. I'm now fully equipped to write you an essay for PAM. Blah 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 blah. Alright, that meets Unza student course objectives and format requirements. You see, this is what I was saying. So you can just go now. This is so you can now just tell it to give me the assignment, because we did give it a question. Give me the assignment question. But why we are asking it is because ChatGPT works like everybody else. It forgets. So we are bringing this to its attention so that it's aware about this question, because that's the next way we want to talk about. We can't just assume that ChatGPT knows. It doesn't know until you tell it. Give me the assignment question. Give me the assignment question. Just the question. Because you can start typing just the question. Alright, so that's the question there. Then you say, so you just maybe copy the question here, or maybe let's do this. We can just type the question here. Let me just pause the video so that we don't take much time. Alright, so this is the question. We've typed the question. So we're going to now ask ChatGPT to research. So there are two kinds of research here. If you place this key here, let me just go back. This one here, this thing here, this thing you place here. There are two kinds of research searches. There's deep research and there's web search. You use deep research when you are working with something that has to do with history. So like international relations has to do with history. You use deep research. But for things that don't have to do with history, like such a question, you use web search. Web search. What you're trying to say in the sense is, I just want something on the surface. Deep research goes back and way back, and you don't want that much information in something that has to do with just surface, right? But you want such information is helpful when you're dealing with an assignment like international relations, because this requires these people that lived hundreds of years ago. Honestly, I don't even know why we're studying them. This is why I'm using ChatGPT. Let those who are studying study. Me, I won't study. All right. These are people that lived in the 16th BC. BC. I don't know if they lived before Christ or after Christ. This is way back. These people. You know. They wrote books back then. So ChatGPT, through this search, deep research, can go that far. All right. But as you can see, this is not a history thing, so we're going to use web search, and we're going to say search any information that relates to the question, or maybe that will help us help that will help, or maybe that let's say relates, that relates to the question, to the question. uh Maybe to, in order, maybe we can say, in order to write to write a better essay, something like this, right? A better essay. Yeah, maybe just say, but don't generate just yet, because you can start generating. So maybe you should be telling it, because if it does generate, it will confuse you. So just tell it, but don't generate the essay yet. The essay yet. The essay yet. Then I think you can end here. The process is becoming longer, and I think you can end here. So, and then let it search. So as you can see there, it's searching. So there, it's information. There's information. These are websites that you're seeing here. These are websites. If you place on them, this comes. The network is just bad. But these are websites, but they're also sources. That's why searching is good. So don't worry about this mess. Just you ChatGPT. This actually helps. ChatGPT benefits from this because it's also learning the information that it itself has searched for. You understand? It's like it's learning from itself. Like these are These are okay. These are okay. They are not as many as I thought, but they are okay. They are okay. So after this, we can now include the prompt, So I hope you've understood so far. We've said all of these are, we've pasted the requirements, criteria for assessments. All of this is here. This is all of this, the course outline. This is everything that we talked about is required. The question, understanding the question, we talked about that in the beginning. That's in the beginning. We're going to go to our next step, which is now generating the assignment, and that starts with the prompt. So this is the prompt um, that I have created. It's a new prompt. Write an essay assignment in simple, or rather easy to understand English, strengthen all arguments and everything like that. So here we just need to type the style. I don't know what style the reference was in. Let me just check some, but I'm going to indicate Harvard because I don't know. So I'm just going to indicate Harvard here, Harvard style. Then the question is already aware, so what else am I going to indicate? Also, firstly, I'm going to indicate Harvard style. I'm going to indicate Harvard style. And then this wasn't supposed to be here. And then, yeah. See, this helps you with the AI dictators. Finally, link, where is it? There's something that helps you with the write in a way to prevent AI detection. Yeah, that helps you with AI detection. So yeah, so after this we can go ahead and just go ahead and send it. It's as simple as that. Just a minute. So it was assessing the prompt. Then it says, let me know if you'd like me to start writing the essay now using this prompt. Begin with the introduction section. Then you just say yes. Then you say yes. So that's the introduction. So you look at the introduction. Do you like it? Oh, okay. I like it. You just copy here. You go to your WhatsApp. Um, Usually I like WhatsApp. If you have a notepad, you can go to your notepad. And then I have Kelvin. No, that's another Kelvin. That's me over there. So I can just go in here and just paste. You see, just paste it like that, and I've saved it because I like it. Right? That's what you do. Then if you do, you just say done. Next. So that's definition of key terms. As you can see, definition of key terms is long, right? You are in control. You can always say make it make them shorter, because now you're editing. The next step is to edit each part, right, to your desired expectation or desired want. You want, make it the way you want it to be. Say this is too long. Okay, this is too long. Make them short, right? But maintain the citation. So this, you look at it, it's like, oh, it's too long. So you're like, okay, maybe say less than 20 words. It's better for it to be less than 20 words, in fact. Less than 20 words. Then you see, this is nice. This is very nice. So you just go say, okay, I like this now. So you do this, you go back to your WhatsApp and you just a minute, you paste it again. Just like that. You paste it again. Don't worry about the mess, these words of ChatGPT, you delete them later. You can delete them later, right? In fact, yeah, you can delete them later. But don't forget to delete them, because if they find this in your assignment, they'll give you a 0, because this clearly looks like ChatGPT, right? So if you have all the time in the world, you can just click select text and just edit this form, this part right here, this part right here, pa, and just copy this, and then this is what you can go and put here, so that you don't forget. Because if you forget, that's the way that guy got a 0, one who got a 0. Then you have that, it's clean, you understand? If you have your laptop, you can again copy this here, right? You can copy it, and then that is on your laptop. Go and copy it on your laptop, because this, if you log it on your WhatsApp, this thing will be also there on your laptop. So you can copy it on your laptop and then put it in Word, Microsoft, and then do the needful. All right. So time is running. 30 minutes is almost clocking by. I'm sorry for making this long, but it is a long process. That's the thing. So when you're done, you're like, okay, done. Next. Public administration, like I said, as a science, you see, step by step. So there's some citations there, I see. There's one citation, actually. One citation is enough, but I've noticed this is too short, right? So you say expand a bit more and strengthen arguments. Or may not strengthen arguments, or yeah, you can say maybe strengthen arguments, because it is an argument somehow. Or maybe strengthen points. It's not really an argument thingy. Expand a bit more and strengthen points. Yeah. Right. So this is, yeah, and I'm seeing only one citation. So you can say include more citations, right? Include even more, even more citations, and I want it to be longer, so I'll be like, make it even longer. Editing one at a time, editing one at a time. You see. So there's like another citation there. There's another one there. Okay. Okay. This is a lot. These are good citations, and some of them are looking fake. So you're like, okay, just ask, are the citations genuine? Very important question, this one. Then it says yes, the citations are genuine, right? Then you're like, okay, good. Don't worry about the referencing right now. That should be your last thing. We'll get there. So yeah, it's saying the citations are okay. So you go ahead and copy it. It's very important for you to be doing this while you have like a PC here, so that you know where you need to make adjustments, because it will show you whether these paragraphs are too short or too long. All right, because you have to follow this process. So once you get this, you have to take it to the laptop and start editing it on the laptop. So again, if it's too short, you just say, okay, it's too short, make it longer, add more points, strengthen your arguments, all of that, right? Okay, so that's the process, back and forth, until you do the whole assignment, until you just say done next, until you do the whole thingy. And then from here, maybe it's nice, again you can say done, because the same thing, you're just editing citations, more citation, make it longer, done next, just like that. This is like the last section. So again, you can say done next, just for the sake of time, done next, then conclusion, then you're like done, next. All the while you are copying these things and pasting them in your WhatsApp. And the difference is here. This is everything that was there, right? Right? Maybe you notice, I've noticed I'm not seeing some of the citations I saw, so you're like, okay, give me a reference, for the whole S. Give me a reference list for the whole S. So I've noticed some of them were not there, so this is the whole list. Yeah, this is the whole list. Then you just maybe recheck to make sure that it's in the essay, because already you are making something on your laptop here or on your notepad. If you can't use a laptop, you can always create it on your notepad, just by the side there. But it's good to use it to you do a laptop, because a laptop gives you an estimation of whether you've reached the required pages or not, because you can go past them or not even get close to them. So yeah, and then yeah, that's how you do it. If you want, if you've typed the assignment, for example, this is the whole assignment, you've done it on your laptop, maybe you can send it again on your WhatsApp and then copy it. Once you copy it, you can bring it back to this ChatGPT and then tell ChatGPT all of the citations here, give me the reference. Never go to a new chat, always stay in the same chat, because in this chat there's more information. This chat is better in writing your assignment than any other chat. Don't go to the new chat and type in. No, this ChatGPT here and this one here are different, because this one doesn't have that information that this one has. So once you're done with the assignment, you can go. If you are done with the assignment, like we have done the referencing, you've done everything, you can now just go maybe to a new chat. If you maybe, let's say, yeah, you can go to a new chat. This is the only time you can go to a new chat, and then paste your assignment here. This is just an example. Then you can say assess me based on the criteria for assessment, and give me a score. Then to calculate a score for you, whether you've gotten 15 out of 15, it to tell you areas to improve in. Yeah, and you can do the same thing if you want. You can go to another AI just to find out how many marks your assignment has gotten, to see if it's nice. Go to DeepSeek if you want. You can go to Copilot. You can go to Perplexity. Yeah, I wanted to say you can go to Yango. Sorry, yeah, but you can go to Gemini, all of these things. Yeah, that's how you do it, guys. So yeah, this is like the first video. There's always going to be something coming up. Otherwise, all the best. God bless. I will share all the things that you require, the requirements. I'll share and also share the prompt with you guys. Yeah.